Welcome to part 3 of the Live Energy Connect Configuration Manager tutorial. This is the third and final video in a 3-part series demonstrating how to use your LEC Configuration Manager. Before you continue with part 3 of this tutorial, we recommend you watch the LEC Configuration Manager introductory video and parts 1 and 2 of this tutorial on Oracle University at education.oracle.com. In part 3 of this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a Windows service for a simulated SCADA server configuration, adjust the network information for our 2 LEC server configurations with the LDIB editor. We'll also start both LEC server instances and run our ICCP client LEC server configuration against our simulated SCADA system and see them communicate with each other over ICCP. And finally, I'll show you how to observe the flow of real-time data coming into our ICCP client configuration. In the last 2 videos, we created and configured 2 LEC server configurations. In this video, we're going to run both of those configurations against each other. One is an ICCP client and will act as our example LEC server configuration. The other is an ICCP server, which we'll use to simulate a remote SCADA system for our ICCP client configuration. Now, most customers will typically only be running one configuration and connecting to an actual remote peer, like the SCADA peer on a different machine, not another instance of LEC server. Now let's jump into our demo. There is already a Windows service created for the CFG configuration alias. If you click the Services tab from the central panel, you'll see one service for CFG. But I need to create a Windows service for our other LEC server instance under the simulated SCADA configuration alias. To achieve this, I'll need to select the SCADA SIM configuration alias from my drop-down list. I'll need to go to the File menu and click Create Service for Alias. In the service name field, I'll type SCADA Server. When typing a service name, use a name that does not include spaces. This name will be used to register the service. In this display name field, which can include spaces, I'll type Simulated SCADA Server. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'll keep Manual as the startup type. You need to type a brief description of the service in the description field. I'll just copy the display name and paste it into the description field. I'll click OK to finish this step. And it may take a couple of seconds for the service to appear. Great. And now you'll notice the new service, SCADA Server, under the LEC Server service. Now we have Windows services registered for both of our LEC server instances. Next, we need to check a few of the network parameters in our configurations. I want to double check the IP addresses configured for the remote ICCP peer in both the CFG and SCADA server configurations and make sure both instances are configured to connect to each other on localhost or 127.0.0.1. First, let's adjust the CFG configuration. I'll select the CFG server alias from my drop-down list. Then, from the LDIB editor tab from the central panel, I'll check the network address for VCCB. It needs to be 127.0.0.1:103, which it is, so I don't need to change it. This means that VCCA will listen for inbound connection attempts with a source IP of 127.0.0.1 and a source port of 103. If I needed to make a change to the network address, I would click the network address field and make the appropriate changes. Now let's check the SCADA server configuration's network information. I'll select SCADA SIM from the alias drop-down list. I'll check the network address for VCCA. Here, I'll need to change this address to 127.0.0.1:102. This means that VCCB will attempt to make an outbound connection to 127.0.0.1 or localhost on port 102. Click Apply to finish this step. With the network information adjusted for my server configurations, I'll need to start services for the ICCP client configuration and the simulated SCADA configuration. I'll go back to my alias dropdown and select CFG from the list. I'll click the Services tab from the central panel. And I'll click Start under the command column for the LEC server service. It may take a couple of seconds for the service to start. Perfect. Now I'll go back to the alias dropdown and select SCADA SIM from the list. The Services tab is already open, so I'll just click Start under the command column for the SCADA server service. Perfect. Now that both ICCP peers are running, let's take a look at the status of the ICCP association between them from the perspective of the ICCP client configuration. Let's switch to the CFG server alias from the alias drop-down list. I'll open the Network Monitor tab from the central panel to see a table of configured associations. The table shows us the status of associations between any internal and configured external VMDs in our LEC server configuration. There are multiple associations between VMDs within a single server configuration because of the architecture of LEC server, which is essentially a container of connected VMDs. Here is the status of the association between VCCA and VCCB. Remember, the local VCC is VCCA and the remote VCC is VCCB. And as you can see, the network monitor shows us the association between VCCA and VCCB is in a connected state. Next, we need to confirm the CFG configuration alias is receiving information reports about points on the remote SCADA system. I'll need to open the Node Monitor tab, which displays the current value of certain nodes in LEC server. Just like the node table, the Node Monitor shows a limited number of nodes to avoid cluttering the screen. You can change the number of nodes and which nodes are displayed by clicking Filter from the menu bar and selecting Filter Nodes. I don't need to make any filtering adjustments right now, so I'll click Cancel to close this window. To see if we are receiving information, under the Processor VMD, I'll select Real Point A, Real Point B, and status point A. You'll notice every few seconds, these points display random values, which is what we want to see. Finally, let's confirm the logger script VMD is writing values of ICCP points to a separate file. To do this, we need to open Windows Explorer, navigate to the C drive, go to the Program Data folder, go to the Live Energy Connect folder, and open the Logs folder. Find and open the file ending in Received Point Values in your preferred text editor. Now, there may be more than one file with this suffix, so you'll need to open the file prefixed with the most recent date. And as you can see, the historical values of the points are writing to this file. In part 3 of this tutorial, I showed you how to create a Windows service for a simulated SCADA server configuration. Adjust the network information for our two LEC server configurations with the LDIP editor. I also started both LEC server instances and ran our ICCP client LEC server configuration against our simulated SCADA system to see them communicate with each other over ICCP. And finally, I showed you how to observe the flow of real-time data coming into our ICCP client configuration. This concludes our series on how to use your Oracle Utilities LEC Configuration Manager. Throughout this series, you learn how to configure LEC Server as an ICCP client and see real-time data flow between our LEC Server configuration and a simulated SCADA system. In future videos, we'll learn how to make the ICCP client configuration used in this tutorial from a completely blank LEC server configuration. Visit Oracle University at education.oracle.com for more videos on Oracle Utilities Live Energy Connect. Thanks for watching, and be well.